Hey everyone, it's Kurt. I wanted to make a video about this. It's actually been being spoken about by everyone. Nintendo's CEO, president, like global president, Satoru Iwata, passed away. He had a form of cancer, and it unfortunately took him. This was a big surprise. No one actually knew how ill he was. He would have some times where he's like, "I'm sick, so I'm not gonna be at an event like E3," but he always bounced back and he would come back, so people just thought it was just something going on, but no one thought it was life-threatening, and it turned out it was. And it's like Iwata, he wasn't like someone we knew, like we didn't personally know him, but he did everything he could to connect the gamers, and I think because of that, we all feel his loss pretty heavily, because he wasn't just some random CEO. He was a man who was willing to communicate information to us and willing to apologize when things don't go right, and also willing to have fun. He not whether or not it was intentional or not, he made memes. He made the please understand and directly to you. I mean, that was all him, and people loved it. It was, Iwata was a lot of fun, and he was completely self-aware. He knew that these were jokes that people would make, and he would just play along with it, and even to the point where they would start including him into the directs. And we would always see him in every direct as well. So he would be the guy who would convey all this information out to us, letting us know what's going on within Nintendo, and letting us know if a game got delayed or if a game's ready to be coming out very soon. And I think what's amazing is that he was the leader for Nintendo since 2002, but he was at Nintendo for a very long time prior to that. He was one of the key programmers for Balloon Fight. He helped out with Kirby, was a lot of Kirby games. He and Sakurai would sit down and do Smash Brothers, especially the 64 one. It was just really him and Sakurai working on that. He saved Mother 2, also known as Earthbound. They were completely lost with that. The coding was a mess. He sat down, worked overtime to get it working. And he also, for Pokemon, he actually came up with a way to compress data, and that allowed for Pokemon Gold and Silver to have Kanto in it. That was something they weren't going to do originally, but he figured that out. So, he was a coder, he was a president, and, as he would always say, he was a gamer. And, he really brought a lot to the table. He brought us, the Wii, he brought us the 3DS, the DS, the Wii U. And, you just don't expect these things to happen like this, it's extremely sad. So, there was something that Iwata would always say, and it's like a famous quote going around, which was, "On my business card, I am a corporate president. In my mind, I am a game developer. But in my heart, I am a gamer." And it's amazing because, this wasn't just like some empty quote. It really meant something, because he really meant it. Like you could tell he was someone who was a gamer. Someone who would actively make games work, and it's amazing how humble he was, because he did all these great things even before he became CEO, but he wouldn't put his name out there, because I guess to him he felt like he wasn't the big deal about these things. And I think the thing for me is that even though I never met Iwata, I felt like he was the kind of person who would, honestly, if he had a chance, he would be that kind of person who would sit down with you and ask if he can play a game, and you would just hand him a controller, and you would just have fun, and I think he would have fun knowing that you were having fun as well. I just think that was the kind of person he was, and my thoughts go to his family and his loved ones and his friends. We're gonna miss you, man.